want to talk about a few of the objections that I hear when I start talking to small business owners, entrepreneurs, founders, service providers about implementing a retention system in their business. One of those things is a big one is I don't have enough time to add something new to my plate. And my tongue-in-cheek response is, you have enough time to chase new clients for 20 hours a week. What if you spent 1 or 2 on keeping the clients you already have? So if we haven't met yet, my name is Sam, and I teach retention for small business owners, entrepreneurs, founders, service providers, so that when you spend a little bit of your marketing budget on retention, you don't have to spend so much on marketing. And so I'm glad you're here. Retention Made Simple is not about having another system piled on to what you have to do. It's part of your business. It's just a rhythm that continues to go, especially once you have it set up. And so when your clients stay longer, your workload becomes lighter. And I'd hear a lot of times, I can barely keep up with all the things I have to do now. Heard, I feel you. I have my list right here of things that I actually started using a big sheet of paper in addition to my calendar and task manager of all the random things that pop into my head and write them down so that I can see them and I mark that, okay, I got that done. I got it scheduled. Because as a business owner, there are a million things to do. And let me just tell you, you'll never be done. You'll never be done. So do the things that are going to impact your business long term in the best way you can. And I truly believe that if you can implement these retention practices, then your business will be stronger, longer, and you will not have to have the continual revolving door of clients leaving as fast as they come. And I also hear potential clients say, I know that this is something I probably should do, but not yet. I'm not ready. It's not time. So I just want to pause for a second and say, if you're already losing clients, waiting's not going to help. So if your clients are leaving as fast as they sign up, or you know that you're getting a new client and the goal would be to have them stay with you for a year or more and they're only staying for a couple of months, waiting is not going to fix that. So what if one small thing could put you on the trajectory of being able to make this change and to keep your clients longer? Something as simple as a quick check-in message, a quick, hey, I'm thinking of you. And not about work, not about, oh, we're working on this project, or I have this thing, or I need you to pay your invoice. None of those kinds of things. But hey, human to human, I was thinking about you. I hope you're having a great day. That's a small thing to do to keep your clients longer. I've also heard this one a lot. Okay. And this one's kind of true, but it's a false true, I think, if there's such a thing. Retention is a long-term play. I need results faster. And that might be true. Retention is something that's helping you build a long-term game. But I believe that when you start to implement these retention practices and systems, that you will start to see people immediately respond in a positive way. And think about it from like this point of view. You message someone with a genuine connection, saying, hey, I'm thinking of you, or send them a small gift on their birthday or their business anniversary or any number of things that I suggest to do. Doing a social media shout out if it's appropriate. And they're like, oh, wow, she really thought of me. I'm not just a number. I wonder how many more referrals you might get. On the video I did yesterday, I was talking about if you're having to ask for referrals, there's something wrong with your system. And your clients, in my experience, if they get an experience worth talking about, they'll talk and you don't have to ask them. One of the other things I hear a lot is, I don't have time to customize everything and I don't want it to just be generic. And you don't have to customize everything. You need to have a simple, repeatable system where you can implement it easily and then add personal touches. And consistency is going to win out every time. And I plan out my retention stuff a year in advance. So right now I'm planning on the stuff I'm going to do in 2026 for all my clients, my team, my referral partners. And I promise you, when my people receive the things, they're not going to think, oh, wow, this sucks. She planned it in advance. No. As business owners, we are busy. There's a lot going on. And so if you want it to be done, there has to be a system. If you don't have a system, it's not going to happen. Ask me how I know. I'll give you a very good example of this with my own company. It's a little bit embarrassing, but it's a true story. So we typically work with clients where they put us on retainer and we do work ongoing all the time, month in, month out. People stay with us for years. And recently I did a one-off project for a friend that was releasing a book, and the goal was to get it to #1 bestseller on Amazon. And we did. But it was a one-off project, and I didn't have a system built out to show her appreciation along the way. And I did do a check-in call after the project to circle back and make sure everything was okay, if there was anything we could do better. So I was asking for feedback. That on that call, I told her I was going to be using her as an example when I teach retention because I dropped the ball. She didn't know I dropped the ball because she wasn't expecting anything. But I knew I dropped the ball because it's my intent to show appropriate appreciation along with doing a good job. And then possibly she would have stayed with us longer. Maybe she would have hired us to do another project. Maybe she would refer us more. And so she understands my heart of connection, and she was thankful that I even thought to mention it. And she does have some referrals for us. But if you don't have a system, it's not going to happen. All right. Another response I hear all the time from small business owners is, I will fall behind. I'm not good at regular check-ins. I will just fall behind. You just need a simple structure. It's on your calendar. You work from your calendar, don't you? If you're a small business owner and you don't work from your calendar, I don't know how you keep up with everything. Like literally, for me, if it's not on my calendar, it does not happen. And so you just need a system in place, and Retention Made Simple could be that system. And if you're looking around on my profile here, I've got a special $1 offer right now. You can take me up on that and get the ebook, the audio file, and a workbook for $1 about Retention Made Simple. And so look around my bio, find that special place, and get your copy today. Oh, here's another one. I'm not creative enough to show appreciation. Really? That's your answer? You're not creative enough to show appreciation? Appreciation does not take creativity. It takes intentionality. It takes making sure that you're paying attention to who you're serving. When you go from a place of selling to serving, and Gary Vee talks about it all the time, how about we just start with the customer in mind at the beginning, right? How about when we're creating a piece of content or showing appreciation or doing anything in our business, think about it as a way that we're serving our customer. Put them first. When we do that, it's crazy. Things will change. Here's another one. This is a little bit more heartfelt. I think they're not one of the people that I talk to. They're like, I think I might do it wrong. There's no wrong. There's no wrong in this. We're in Texas. We like to float the rivers in the summer. And one of the first times I was floating a few years ago, people bump into each other on the river all the time. And it was this thing where these kids, they were trying to be polite, and I get it. And they're like, sorry I bumped into you. And I'm like, there's no sorry on the river. Pass it down. Let everybody know. It's just part of what happened, right? And so when it comes to retention, it's not about being perfect. It's just not. If you are intentional and you are, like I said just a minute ago, thinking about your client on the front end and what they're going to appreciate, what's going to matter to them, you can't do it wrong. You just can't. Here's another thread of objections that we're going to talk about. And this is more for the business-minded person who's thinking, is this going to make me money? I'm going to lay out XYZ dollars, XYZ energy, and what's my ROI going to be? And it's different for everybody. I cannot promise results. This is no income claim. Don't do any of that stuff. But what I have experienced is that the retention program that I teach doesn't take a ton of time or money. And somehow the multiplication that happens is just amazing. That if I spend $100 on showing appreciation to my client, somehow $1,000 comes back. And part of that, I believe, is that when you give good in the world, there's like this law. I don't know how it works, why it works. Some people that are smarter than me would be able to explain this. But when you give good in the world, there's no way that nothing but good can come back to you. Think about it from this way. If keeping 6 clients for 6 more months is more profitable than getting 6 new clients that only stay 1 month. Let's do the math on that. $100, I'm going to do $100 because it's easier math. Let's see if I can do this in my head. So we have 6 clients that stay for 6 more months. So that's $600 per client. So $3,600 over the 6 months. Or you have 6 new clients that only stay for 1 month. That's only $600. So that's a $3,000 increase. Figuring out how to keep your clients longer, along with getting them to send you referrals, is math that I can make math. It works out. This is a real thing that I hear, is that my clients seem happy. I don't think retention is my problem. And that might be true. So answer me this. If your clients are happy, how come they're not staying? How come they're not staying as long as they could? How come they're not renewing? How come they're not spreading the word? If your clients are truly happy, the numbers will prove that out. Here's another one. I don't mean to laugh, but if, oh, I just need more leads. I don't need retention. If you're building something and your foundation cannot hold and keep what you're building, you're just going to crash. It's just going to bloop. And it's wasted time. And I don't like wasting time. Do you? Retention will stabilize your business in a way that getting new clients in will never be able to do. If you haven't found the special place in my bio for the $1 offer right now, go check it out. It's an ebook, an audio file, and a workbook all about retention made simple. It's where I literally lay out everything that I teach, where you can go and implement what you learn right away. And it's $1 for right now. Okay, here's another one. My business isn't big enough for retention. Retention isn't about the size of your business, but it can increase the size of your business. Your business is never too small to start caring for your clients. If you have 1 client, you can have a retention process. And I'll give you an example of this. My husband is a process server. He serves legal documents. And when someone gives him a paper to serve, it might be $75 or $100. So it's not like mine where people are paying me monthly recurring on paying more consistently. And when we have to do a little bit more work to get more work from his clients. And so maybe we'll just say a paper's worth $100. We don't know if they're ever going to give him more business or not. But the way to build a stronger business is to get retention, to get them to come back to you more often. So when he gets a new client, I put him into a retention program just for him. It's not the same as what I do for my clients because my clients pay me significantly more. But over the course of the year, his clients are going to get 7 or 8 postcards in the mail and several emails, not asking for more work. Some of them are funny because he's got a funny personality and sense of humor. And so literally, even if you're selling something for $10, you could have a retention system for them. And because when you show appropriate appreciation and do a good job, your business will just grow. It does. Okay, this one is funny to me a little bit. Maybe tell me if it's funny to you. I heard somebody tell me, my business is different. This won't work for me. Are you dealing with humans? If you're dealing with humans, it'll work. I had a client tell me once, onboarding for my clients isn't important. They just need to get the thing. And I just don't believe it's true. Because if you're paying money for someone, especially if it's a recurring service, if you're an entrepreneur, small business owner, service provider, and you're onboarding them in a way to where you want to get them to come back and give you more money and continue to let you do work for them, how you onboard them is everything. So maybe they don't care about onboarding, but if you want to keep them longer, you need to. How about my clients will stay if they want to stay. If they want to leave, they'll want to leave. I can't do anything about it. But what if you could? Having some thoughtful touch points, some ways of communicating in a way that they feel seen and heard and valued. I think if you just tried it, like I dare you, double dog dare you to try it and see if your numbers change. I can't invest until I have more clients. What if you don't get more clients because you haven't invested? Which one comes first, the chicken or the egg? I'll tell you, if you have 1 client and they paid you $100 and you can show some appropriate appreciation that cost you $0, there's so many different things that you can do that only cost $0 It's not about the money, it's about the intent. It's about the heart, it's about the connection. It's about showing true appreciation. And that doesn't have to cost a ton of money. It just doesn't. So I would say if you want to grow your business stronger and build something that you can actually sustain and grow and make it to be the level of business that you want to have, retention needs to be built in. And so if you're a brand new baby business owner, you're just starting, congratulations. You're in for a ride. Having a business is not for the faint of heart. It's just not. Think about the things that I get to do or have to do, dealing with my team and my clients and just some of the struggles that go on with that. And one of my best suggestions, if you're new, is figure out how to truly show appreciation to your clients and your team, your vendor partners, because when a bad day happens or something goes wrong, when they know that you truly value them and that you're doing the best that you can and that you're treating them like a human, guess what? They'll be willing to treat you as a human in return. And most business owners are not taught this. Most business owners, in my experience, they love what they do. They love the trade. They love the craft. They don't love being business owners. So if there's something that you can do to make the business ownership process better, i.e. keeping your clients longer and getting more referrals where you're not having to continually chase after people, that's going to make your life better and it's going to make your business stronger. So another thing, one of my clients has been with me since the very beginning. We were having a discussion about this a couple of weeks ago, and I was talking to him about how so many of the marketing gurus out there teach how to keep getting more clients, but hardly anybody is teaching how to keep their clients. And Dale had a very insightful thing that he said to me. Here's the thing, a lot of people, they just want that cha-ching sound. They want the money coming in, but they don't want the relationships that are required to build long-term clients. Dale and I have been working together now for 6 years, and the relationship that we have now compared to when we started is much deeper. Like, we're friends, family. Like, his wife is one of my best friends. We stay at their house. They come here. Like, my clients are not just clients. And this is just one example. So if you want to build a long-term sustainable business built on keeping your clients longer and getting referrals, you're going to have to figure out how to be relational. And if that's not your gift, then maybe there's a need to have somebody on your team that can be. It doesn't have to all be you. If you haven't read the book, Who Not How, highly recommend it. Highly recommend the book, Who Not How. Written by Ben Hardy and Dan Sullivan. And they also wrote the book, The Gap and the Gain. The same guys wrote the second book as well. The Gap and the Gain changed my life, changed how I do things. And so if you haven't read either of those books, if you are a small business owner, founder, entrepreneur, service provider, Who Not How would really help you start to see how to delegate appropriately, how to do what you're good at and get other people to do the rest. It's a huge game changer. But then The Gap and the Gain will mess with your mindset a little on the front end. You're like, oh my gosh, is this real? Yes, it's real. And I'm even teaching my grandkids how to do what I learned in The Gap and the Gain, and it's phenomenal. So if you haven't read that yet, check it out.